Hi there, this is Paul Carrick. In this video I'll be showing you the creation of this painting, which is a cover illustration for a Call of Cthulhu adventure by the name of the Phthonus Cabinet. Here's the pencil sketch. So not only am I trying to develop the idea, but I'm also trying to be mindful of the other features on the cover. You don't want anything important going on under the title or other text. I'm including some reference images that I used. You can see this man in Victorian garb and Greco-Roman sculptures, furniture, and such. I photographed my hand for reference and then printed it out, drew over it to make it a little more skeletal looking. Here's my setup. You see some jars of water, medium, little ceramic trays and brushes, and there we have the wet palette, which is basically a box with a sponge in it, flat sponge with a porous piece of paper on top. The sponge is a lot of water. The paper wicks up the water, keeps the blobs of paint wet. Really useful for acrylic. Though I'm not sponsored, I really like golden acrylics. It's a great quality paint, and it's also employee owned. They're all artists. The customer service is fantastic. I highly recommend them. And now the actual painting starts. I like to start on a board that's sort of a 50% gray. It makes you see the context of a value rather than having a stark white background or something like that. So I start 50% gray, and then I can just start to throw in my darker values and my lighter values. It works much more conveniently that way. So at this point, I'm focusing on getting all the values down, not so much the detail, but I just want to see where all my darks are, where my lights are. The main figure is the most important part of the image, so I am spending more time on him. Once I've knocked in those values, then it's really all about him. I'm going to speed things up a little at this point. I just don't want the video to take too long or bore people. But effectively you can see I'm still drawing in all the details. I start with a dark line just to get the drawing right, and then I go into value once I've locked that in. You'll notice though I do a lot of changes. Something looks okay to me, and then half hour later I come back, have a cup of tea or something, and it's like, oh, that looks way off. Time to fix that. It's hard to give yourself fresh eyes. Here I am checking the perspective and everything, making sure that lines are straight that should be and the vanishing points are matching up, giving a more solid feel. You may have noticed when you saw my wet palette that I have all these different shades of gray, which is something I find to be very convenient. Yeah, I mean, I used to just start with a tube of black and a tube of white, but I find you can move much more quickly if you have all these pre-mixed shades. It's a lot faster to kind of zero in if you're trying to patch up a place and you want to match up the right gray. Being able to zoom in, knowing, oh, it's between number 5 and number 6. You know, you just kind of play a little around there a little bit and you can match it. You may have noticed a blue thing which keeps blocking the painting. That's a hair dryer. It's a really quick way to dry the paint. If you like what you did in a certain section, you want to lock that in, just hit it with some hot air and it's in there good. I don't like to give away too much story behind the artwork for these kind of games because people are going to play them, and I don't want to reveal too many spoilers. But those of you who are curious, the cabinet, Curio Cabinet, is focusing on the Greek god Phthonus. This is a Phthonus, and to the right is Hera, to the left is Zeus. The cabinet is made of ebony with a lot of inlay. You may have seen some of my other videos or my other galleries. I like to carve wood, so this was an interesting project to paint a carving. And done. This is what it looks like once it's been scanned on a flatbed scanner. And this is what it looks like with the publisher's layout overlaid. Thanks for watching.